It is. We're kind of dark and sinister. Oh, hey, this is Clever Orbits.
This is Clever Orbits.
This is Clever Orbits.
In fact, Clever Orbits. We're here to live stream. We don't usually live stream, but we're here at Star Trek Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're
in person.
In person, together.
And we're going to watch The Game, which is a very popular episode.
We can show them a frame from it.
We can show you a little bit of what it's like here to be watching this on this TV.
You have no idea the technical setup that this involves.
Oh, yeah. This is the most ad hoc broadcast which has ever taken place in human history.
It's insane.
And you're here for it.
So you're going to hear us talk.
You're going to hear us talk. You're going to hear a little bit of the episode. And here's what we recommend you do. We recommend that you load up The Game. You can just pause right now and load up The Game on Netflix. Or get your own VHS,
you watch with us.
And we're all going to press play at the same time. Simultaneous press and play. Ready? Mm-hmm. This is it. We're going in. At the very beginning. Very beginning.
Live commentary. That's what you're going to get here.
That's right. Raw. Just like these raw vegetables, which Lewis is eating. Oh, yeah, this is Lewis, and I'm Richard.
Yeah, because you guys might be wondering what we look like.
Oh, yeah.
So it's it says we're watching, but we're not actually. Okay, there we go. So this is one of those forehead people.
Yeah, they're all
back there. She's actually kind of hot. I think the red hair is real.
I've told you about my dream of an online quiz that's got.
Look, she's being pretty violent with him.
And then it's a quiz where you have to name the forehead person and say what episode they're from.
Oh my God. She's really attractive except for her face. Her face is hideous.
I think she's attractive everywhere.
I'm about to introduce him to.
She stole Riker's communicator, which is funny. It's funny that this episode, which is about addiction, starts off with a breakdown of communication. Because that's really fundamentally what addiction is all about. Breakdown of communication between your spirit.
She's about to throw it out.
Commander Riker to Enterprise. I had a terrible problem down here on Risa.
Oh, she's on Risa.
Oh, Riker's like, oh shit, you threw it out the window. Now I'm going to have to beat you. Now you're going to get right.
All right, so she's got him right where she wants him. See, this was all her plan. This was all her seduction thing. I bet she's really a beautiful actress.
I think she's probably good looking. I don't know what your problem with bulbous faces is. Here we go. Okay.
Wait, wow.
Okay, she's putting the game on.
This looks just like what our friends did.
Oh, it does. I think our friends have the thing that looks better.
Yeah, actually.
What were their names? I forget those.
Lisa and Brandon.
Lisa and Brandon.
Shout out to y'all.
Have been promoting the game at STLV.
And that's why we're watching this.
Here's the cones and the things going in the cones. And we're about to see Riker's expression. Let's just see this a little bit.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, yeah. The game just plays itself. Think the disc.
Just keep silly.
Just let go.
Just let go.
It's like the Tao. It's a perversion of the Tao.
Just let go of all motor and sensory control.
It's a breakdown in communication. Ah, yeah. See how excited he is? Not excited, but satiated.
We just had sex.
I just had neural sex.
How far does this game go? As far as you can take it.
How far does this game go?
Oh, wow.
Has anyone ever made like a version of the game you can actually play like online?
This would be terrifying. Just that version. I mean, do we want to talk about the theme song?
I love the intro. You know, Netflix pops up this thing that says skip intro. I think that's right. The intro is the best part of every show, especially Star Trek.
What do you think about the early intro with the
There is this problem in this intro, though. It's one of these things.
yeah.
Once you notice it, you never stop noticing it. I'm not.
Where
I'm
the
not gonna
stars
show
are
this.
misaligned.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it to you.
There it is. I just saw it. I just saw
I
it.
see it every time.
It's between Saturn and the thing.
I see it every time.
It's continuing.
I'm excited about the card. You excited about the card?
I'm provisionally excited about Picard.
To seek out new life.
It looks like it's not really about Picard.
I always thought the Enterprise looked like somebody would really make
No
more.
life has gone before.
Enterprise D. Oh, look, it's got the Superman lines.
Yeah,
Start
I like
the
the
next generation.
This is the greatest intro of any show of all time.
The theme song is nice. Now, we did recently listen to the MacGyver theme song, so
A strong contender.
strong contender. I feel like a football commentator.
Color commentary.
It's pretty hard to turn things around once you get to the key grip. You know what I'm talking about? Cartoon Network had a Bugs versus Daffy Super Bowl thing where it was just footage.
I remember that.
Yeah, and Bugs lost. Bugs was in his hole, and the things came up at the end, and we got to the key grip, and the commentators were like, "I guess Bugs has lost. It's pretty hard to turn things around with the key grip."
45208.2.
I don't think we needed any of that.
We needed all of it. Ashley Judd.
On our way to an uncharted area called the Phoenix. We're all anticipating
What the Phoenix was?
Ashley Judd, famous for her jugs.
First look.
Well, I mean, if you're a chauvinist pig, Richard.
Oh, great. Our AV setup is a bit slow. Okay.
Science teachers being there for the Zukov quarters of football. Fast. On top of everything, there's been a change. We'll be getting only 2 weeks to go.
We could watch this on your phone. How are we going to fix this?
I don't know what's wrong.
2
It was
weeks.
fine. It was
We
totally
can make a
fine.
part 2.
It was working fine.
In that size.
That's all right.
Commander,
And maybe it'll be fine again.
Diplomatic mission to Oceanus 4. Well, I'm leaving it up to
Yeah,
you to
just-
make sure that all the science departments have an equal shot.
Just ignore the problem and it'll eventually go away. Just avoid the thing you're afraid of. And it'll solve it.
Resistance breeds persist. Wait, there it
He's
is.
on vacation from the academy.
Everybody's excited to see Wesley.
We'll need an extra hand.
I like he says, we'll need an extra hand because Wesley's only got one. Or Wesley's only worth one hand.
Here's
Not
Ensign
two.
LaFleur.
Ensign LaFleur.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah, and she's got these rules, right?
I'm with my neck and observation schedules right now.
It's funny that Jordy says it's up to his neck. When,
Sensor.
everyone knows he doesn't have a neck.
15
I like that she's kind of like floating around in the background.
Doesn't make for a great combination.
What about the lateral
The camera wants us to know that we're
One
going to
solid
meet
for
her soon.
planetary
Oh,
observation.
yeah, well, we are.
Gamma ray scanner?
We're programming them now. Leffler, moment of your time, please.
Of course.
The work around here has been so
Robin.
sensational. I just
Of course he knows Robin Leffler. Look at that look he gives her.
Thank you, sir.
He's
Yeah.
like, if you weren't an
What
ensign,
is our sensor status?
He's like, I got
We're
something for
increasing
you to play.
available bandwidth so more science teams can use the sensors at once. We figured out a way
this
to
actress
do it
does
all
play a
at
very
once.
professional ensign.
Yeah, she's very good at portraying
Yes, sir.
someone who's professional and also new.
And also, like, elegant.
Jordan, I brought something back from officer that you have got to try.
I'd love to, but I'm running a full sensory calibration in about 10 minutes.
Riker's like acting
Of course.
unprofessional in the
I'll catch up with
workplace.
you later.
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to mix personal and business. Maybe that's what this is really terrible about. Mixing personal and business.
No, I think it's about pleasure. Look, she's eating chocolate.
Yeah, she's eating chocolate and Riker walks in and he's smelling.
What's about the perversions of pleasure? It's about how pleasure can totally short circuit all rationality.
That's
And,
right. Pleasure becomes a rabbit hole. It becomes like that tube you're sending your biscuits.
Well,
You just
yeah.
Go down in that tube.
any pleasure can completely take us away from any sort of purpose.
That's right.
Chocolate ice cream, chocolate fudge, and chocolate chips.
Riker's like, yeah, she's gonna be
You
easy.
must have so.
I detect a lack of willpower.
yeah.
Why don't you come back to my quarters?
So it rewires their brains in order to turn them into basically assimilators for the collective of the game.
It's good. It's a
Really?
virus.
I didn't know the chocolate I didn't like.
It tastes.
Of course, I'm going to be famous for eating avocados while watching this.
It's not just a matter of taste.
This
the
live
whole
stream is going to be in the
experience.
Library of Congress someday.
First of all,
Do everything as if this will be the only thing you will ever be remembered for.
Do everything as if someday it'll end up in the Library of Congress.
cherry teaspoon of ice cream.
It's a very sensual episode.
She's really.
Like your skeleton.
If there were a raw vegan version of what you were eating, I would be all over that
Yourself
right
brown.
now. Get yourself brown. This is Get Yourself Brown. And look at him. He's got enough intelligent personality intact for him to know he needs to be silent and like be diplomatic and give her some time to enjoy so that he can throw more pleasure at
No,
her.
we should show this.
Chocolate.
It's a ritual, right? Just like how drug users have a ritual.
So we're here to promote the game.
Yeah. So
actually.
we
This episode is
we
about
heard
the
about this because we saw this at the con. It's promotional material for the game, produced by Lisa and
game. Brandon.
Brandon.
So
Commercial break.
commercial break. Oh wait, we're on Netflix. That means that there's no commercials.
What a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world.
Chief O'Brien. Welcome back, Wesley. Congratulations on little Molly. Thank you. Great to see you. She's a spitting image of her dad.
She's actually big mommy now.
So where is everybody?
We saw her. Oh no, we didn't see it. But we saw a table where she was supposed to.
Yeah,
She
we-
stops in the meeting.
She'll be here
We're supposed to go
eventually.
to his quarters. Do you think it'd be all right if I dropped in just to say hi? Chief O'Brien to Bridge.
So this is
Wesley Crusher has
This is
arrived.
where Chief O'Brien is stationed for most of his life.
This is like that Chief O'Brien at work comic right here.
which if you haven't
Right
checked
here.
out, you should check it out. It's really good. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Google Chief O'Brien at work. That's where he starts crying.
The door shuts.
The door closes on him. He's looking out at the
He's
door.
looking out, smiling.
Like-
and once that door goes closed, he's like, "There goes my whole life." Happy birthday!
Oh, welcome home.
Why did he go to the long conference room table?
I said Pompeius.
Your Latin is in Latin.
You're looking
Why-
very handsome.
Why are they
You've been
studying
executive
Latin in the
from
24th century?
Still important.
All the girls want.
You know what they say. You know what they say.
A Hokkien pound cake. I made it myself.
Thanks, Worf.
Which means obviously it's going to taste good.
As a wise man once said,
For a second there, I thought I was on
"Pedicapo
board ship.
ego vos Roma."
Somebody should look that up, but not now.
Pleasing.
Yeah,
Did you find the deception
I'm
pleasing?
here to work with a play, Mr. Crump.
Interesting.
sir.
I like these things in the background in the conference room.
Oh yeah, what are those?
I don't know.
Sounds great, sir. Excellent. As soon as you get settled, come down to engineering, we'll get you started.
So what kind of game is this? Come on,
What kind of
please, I'll
game?
show it to you.
Come to my quarters and I'll show you.
Challenging last night.
Yeah.
They can only share it in their corners of their own seats.
Yeah, because otherwise some people have social judgments about it. It's a very strategic need that they get programmed with, and a series of behaviors.
My lack of human understanding often created.
Yeah, I don't remember how they disabled data here,
Like what?
so I'm looking forward to remembering.
Remember the phenomenon of practical
That woman
choices.
very clearly and very much likes either Data or Wesley.
I was definitely data. She was looking at data.
Like he was fresh meat. That extra was really happy
Funny
that she got to do that. I wonder if that was part of the script for her to do that, if she just ad-libbed it.
Maybe she's trying to curry favor with Brett Spiner. Maybe she wants to play a game
Red
with him.
Spider looks so much better in these scenes than
They didn't realize.
One event, Academy tradition. The Sadie Hawkins dance, they still hold it every year.
Remember Hawkins dance?
I know what you
I
mean.
do.
I can't even dance.
It's good.
It was actually pretty good, yeah.
It was quite a
We
adventure.
attended high
She
school
was
together.
the dancing doctor, and she tried to teach me too.
I believe I went with Rebecca Ryan.
She was really pretty.
Teach you dance.
Yeah.
I have programmed a comprehensive 17-hour course.
That's all.
Interesting holographic part.
Was it Alex Bozeman?
I'll
Could
let
be.
you know.
That woman was so huge. Still is.
Yeah.
Yeah. sat next to her for 6 months in physics, and I had no idea how to flirt with her.
Just make sure we have.
And then I found out she had a boyfriend and all this. Anyway,
I'll compress the signal flow. All right.
okay.
Had a high school boyfriend.
Yeah, which means everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I like this long table in the middle of engineering.
You might try calibrating
There's
the
great
manual.
sexual tension between Wesley Crusher
The
and Ashley
detectors,
Judd.
they tend to get temperamental.
I mean,
You
that's
can
the
try
most flair in this
calibrating them
episode.
by hand.
Well, anyone with half a brain
Kidding.
and a penis would have sexual tension with Ensign LaFleur.
Look,
I don't know. When I first saw this episode, I was like really rooting for them to fuck.
Well, you know.
Law 17
They never do
almost fails to
She's
be
so
solved.
certain of herself. I really appreciate her character. Like, she's fun to engage with, I think.
Manual calibration.
Manual calibration.
Look,
His voice jumped up.
thanks. Sure.
By the way,
She's also cute.
let's see.
There's like a
Just got from the
dynamic
That's right.
attraction going on. What?
Ashley Jones.
No. Damn it, Richard. I don't stand behind his ugly and disgusting
What?
chauvinism.
The most degrading angle you could possibly.
You mean the camera?
No, this is with Ashley Jones.
Oh, well,
Conflict has arisen.
Okay, I'll move on.
Thank you.
I'll move on.
I like that the pads are different colors.
Yeah, what's up with the red pad?
Well, tell them
It's a special.
Is that like
got
an
to work
engineering
together on
pad?
this mission, otherwise we're never going to get it done. Coin. Very good. I will replicate my immediate.
He's gonna replicate a coin and flip a coin.
Here.
You have a minute. Join me in sick bay.
Oh, this is how they deactivate it.
Yes, doctor. On my way.
I like the wood grain.
So when people get addicted to the game,
Yes, David, I need to ask you to do
do
something.
they unconsciously know the purpose of the Katarian takeover?
No.
So, but yeah, what I'm wondering is why? How does she know that she needs to just deactivate data?
I'm sorry to bother you with
If
it.
they're just addicted to the fun game, that's not going to tell her she needs to knock this guy out.
Well, so it's and this is eerie, right? They just deactivated data. That is great acting from Brent Spiner. He had to be sharp and straight as a board.
Yep.
And then the anal rape begins. I'm just kidding.
That data's going to get right.
He's gonna get right.
Computer, secure sick bay.
All entries to sick bay are secure.
This is excellent acting.
Did we do an episode on this episode?
No, we have not.
I took notes on it
Really?
in preparation for what we might do an episode.
It's probably just because you thought it was an awesome episode. Yeah, it is. Great choice, guys.
Might have been from before we even started.
Great choice.
See, I have Novakovich for anthropology and Horn for creative writing. Walter Horn.
He's got like a. I love his tea
We
set.
didn't see that tea set of the Picard exhibit.
We did not because he used a better tea
I
set.
took your advice.
I went and I talked to
First week
Boothby.
that I was there, I went and met Boothby.
Yep.
How is our birthday? I hope he didn't tell you a lot of stories about me.
He didn't remember you, sir,
Ooh.
at first.
Fake out.
That was
He said he's very
manipulative.
proud of you, you're captain of the Enterprise.
That was a little manipulative.
Is he still sending around?
Some shit at the academy.
The years finally caught up with him.
Not that I can tell. He took me on a grand tour of the place. He showed me every single blade of grass practically.
I have the very same too.
Because I'm also awesome.
Sir,
Wesley.
That's a lot of grass.
what do the initials AF stand for?
Yeah.
What do they have stand for?
In the autobiography of Jean-Luc Picard, they go deep into this.
Yeah.
The love story and him in Starfleet Academy falling in love and what it's like. Great book, by the way, David A. Goodman. Probably going to reread it before Picard.
Wesley, if you need someone whose initials are not carbon dioxide, that would interfere with his studies.
Such as Ensign LaFleur, EL.
Organic chemistry because of okay.
Russia would have to be
Oh,
called.
that's nice.
Go ahead.
It's a nice little bonding moment for
I
like
need you to
Wesley and
sick bay
Picard.
On my way.
it actually dignifies him because here, let's pause this thing. Can we pause this thing? Can we pause this thing? Yes. So, you know, everybody hates Wesley. Standard accepted common parlance. But Wesley develops over time, and Picard's appreciation of Wesley, Picard's appreciation of children develops over time. And so you come to this point in the show, and Wesley and Picard, they like see eye to eye, they appreciate each other. Picard actually respects children because this is a child who's matured enough to where he sees his experiences potentially in the kid. And like, I just, yeah, that's cool.
Wesley is great.
Okay.
It's just the first season Wesley where they're just using him as a weird plot device to see. Like, obviously,
he's like the boy genius. Yeah.
And like that is this like stain on his character that goes on and on far beyond when it's less. He's fine in like instance of command, things like that. He's pretty good.
Oh, you mean third season? So it's getting good. Yeah. Even in that first episode of the third season with the nanites. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, and now they're looking at like, what happened to Data? Something happened to Data. We don't know.
All right, we're back in the episode. We are at, if you're syncing up with us,
1808.
1808. 1808, great year. Here we go.
She seemed to check out, and his power cells are active.
What I can tell, it's higher functioning.
Again, great acting from Brent Spiner.
Now they must know there's no solution, so they're not going to be able to trick the card into playing the game.
Pleasure. His quarters as well.
We have to use subterfuge.
Agreed. Continue the analysis.
Subterfuge. SUTTER FUG.
That's right. That's how you spell it.
Ooh, look, we get a close-up of the tricorder.
Standard security
Still
shows nothing out of
completely no idea how that tells any meaningful information to anyone. I would love to go back and like review that, but whatever.
Duty dogs, they all appear
It's always the same screen, so there's no information.
Yeah,
It's the same.
it is.
I guess I better get back to sickbay, see if there's any change in his condition.
Dr. Crusher's got everything under control. If there's any change, you'd be the first to know.
Riker's like, now it's time to deploy the game.
Looks to me like you did a break.
Unwind.
He says while standing, towering over Jordy.
Maybe you're right.
With a higher rank
Just say,
and position.
Looks like you need to enjoy some relaxation.
Conduits 12 and 22 are still out for testing.
I like how we don't actually see these people putting on the game. We just see Riker approaching them.
Yes.
So it happens off screen. Like it's,
Yeah, because we know.
Or it's like something you wouldn't want to show on cable TV.
I also loved this elevator.
My personal laws. Every time I learn something essential, I make up a
Oh,
law.
yeah, she's got her rules.
She has a whole philosophy of life. Yeah, she's a very well-developed character,
So far.
which is why I'm still objecting
Looks like
to
the
your
Starboard
disgusting characterization of the actress, not even the character. Okay, so anyway,
Why do I get the feeling that you already know?
sometimes I don't stand by my fellow
I have a few friends
podcaster.
at the academy.
Are you gonna throw me under the bus?
No. I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
No, I think the thing that's most attractive about her is that she's confident and well developed and emotionally mature.
Well, and she's a representative of a strong female character in Star Trek, whose
Is it true? You say about your
effectiveness does
birthmark?
not depend on her physical
This
appearance.
isn't fair. I hardly know anything
She knows about his
you.
birthmark.
That's Law 46. Life isn't
Always fair, yeah, I know that.
I kind of like the idea of like falling in love in the span
I
of
still have to work
saving
on
the ship
this.
from something terrible. And it's a realistic saving the ship because he happens to be the only one left
10 forward.
of the crew.
And it makes sense if he's like an annoying outcast, that he would be the last person to get the game.
So he just asked her out and she said yes. And they're
Captain
gonna
Log
meet at 10.
Supplemental. We have arrived at the Phoenix cluster. It will take us several hours to determine the best possible
You always do
location
good
from which
by
to
the way.
conduct our survey.
I've noticed this.
Commander Data's condition remains unchanged.
That's, you don't see that
further
shot too often.
indications
It's a really good shot.
Underneath the Enterprise.
Yeah. Put all the discs in the codes.
She's really enjoying that. Oh yeah, she's going far.
Mom,
Wesley.
She's like having an orgasm.
Oh, I'm embarrassed to say this was meant for you. But it was so much fun, I couldn't resist.
Yeah, that's
what is it?
It's a game.
You'd think more people would
Why
begin to
don't we
notice
back
people
from
acting
us?
creepy around them than Wesley.
Everybody's playing it. Want to try?
Well, they always do it in their own quarters.
How's Data?
Julia's still working on it. It's going to be fine.
I guess you could give me.
No. Yes, need to be on vacation.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
It is true that it's nice to take a vacation.
It is. That's what this
Computer
is.
increased by level.
Welcome to our
Are you in a
vacation.
hurry?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's why we're
late for
purveying the
interview.
game.
we're pushing this.
We're really
It's
promoting
really as
it.
good as it looks.
It basically plays
Why
itself.
don't you we can all play the game together?
I don't know why that's funny. You know what we should do at the end of the episode? We should do the commentary on the Frank's questions. All right, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
You'll get something really amazing at the end.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have time together, I promise. Okay.
It's just one game. Come on, try it almost.
I really
She's really disappointed.
Have a good time.
Thanks.
I think she's craving
I will.
stimulation.
No, I'm talking about the slight headache. Yeah, it's all right though. She's gonna leave it there. He's gonna be like, I'm freaked out, and I'm smart enough to realize there's something messed up going on. I wish Will Wheaton were at this convention,
Parents
because then we can talk to him about this episode. Yeah.
She went up
Yes, as
into
well.
a fine man.
Face to face to face. Felt like a piece of luggage.
Oh,
Spent all of my time on technical equipment. She was a
Dressed
truck.
up.
she's also eating raw vegetables.
My brain strength was a wonder.
Are you turned on?
That's where it came first.
I mean, I think it's
I didn't
cool.
really have time. So,
I want to go on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask somebody out on a date. I haven't done that in a long time. My relationship status is kind of interesting. We won't talk about it on the screen. Polyamory.
Well, now you're here.
Now I'm here.
We won't talk more than that.
Well, I'm glad.
How would you rate Leslie's performance?
She would believe
Oh,
it's
as a
all
dating
the
relationship, she's doing great.
It's
Non-invasive, not pushy, not attached. Genuine interest, genuine curiosity.
You play it.
Sharing
Not yet.
resonant interests and experiences.
She keeps trying to get me.
And then the quintessential example, someone who looks like a like meat slave.
Wow, she looks really sad.
Everybody playing all the time.
Just a fad.
Sorry, let's pause this.
Next week we won't even insist.
It's a metaphor for addiction.
Oh, I think it's deeper than that.
Okay, what is it?
It's the lure of pointless pleasures instead of following your true mission and purpose.
Ah, thank you. That's usually my
Addiction
type.
is just a particular extreme form.
We haven't found a moment of compassion yet, by the way, so you need to be on the lookout for that.
You don't have compassion for these people out in their moments of desperate pleasure.
Usually I have a moment where it arises organically within me. I don't think the desperation and the search for pleasure is worthy of compassion. It's just like animal driving.
They're trapped. People are trapped in this.
Yeah, that doesn't merit compassion. Compassion, for me, the moments of compassion are always about one person making a choice or having an experience of the need to care about or put their attention on someone else. Yeah. I mean, like, just because someone's suffering. Well, and yeah, so.
It's not just someone suffering, it's someone empathizing. When you empathize with the empathy.
Yes, I empathize with the empathy. So, she's like, oh, it's just a fad, and it'll throw away. And then somebody's playing 3D chess in the background. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, so listeners, we're at 24:30.
Which they're actually watching us this time.
Oh yeah.
They're not just listening.
Yeah, our watchers. Who
Who
watches
the watchers?
I bet if we work together,
Yeah. Great episode. Mintaka 3.
We're going to hook up to one of the computers. The medical programs in the lab can be set up to get
He turns it into a mission.
I noticed it uses a visual interface. We could
They're going on an adventure.
And this guy is overhearing everything. But he doesn't care. Okay, good. So, all right, pause it again. You asked for a review of his performance, right?
The sensor part will allow the computer to process whatever information the game sends out.
Let's see what happens.
So, I've got a video that I recorded recently about 3 massive mistakes that Trekkies make in creating a dating, sex, romance social lives of their dreams. And one of them is pursuing being social. And what I mean by that is, what's most attractive is when you have a mission and a purpose that's independent of your desire to be social, sexual, whatever. And that in the process of that, people are attracted to and resonate with you in that. Now, he's magical, actually, because he has an intuitive curiosity that is so strong that he follows it out about this game thing. And it's because it's a part of his character that they find out what's going on with it, and that they start to get hot on the trail of the conspiracy that's taking over. And also, by the end of the episode, she's so into him because not just he's a hero or something along with her, but because like he has his own thing that he's doing, that he's up to, that has nothing to do with anybody else.
It's a mission, and he's good at it.
And he's self-satisfied in it. He's just inviting her. He's like, hey, you want to come check this thing out? I'd be really curious to see what it's about. So like, this is a move to make, but you can't artifice this.
Yeah, that's not to think of it as a move.
Yeah, it's not a move. It's a way of being, like being curious or being motivated by things that you care about. So anyway, not to turn our podcast into...
It's just a preview.
Yeah, it's a preview.
That's a teaser. That's a teaser.
I have a coaching program called From Reject to Rockstar. I was the reject, and I've now created a circumstance of being a social rock and sexual rock star. And I can help try to
It's true.
That. So yeah.
It's
I like
activating
this
the
lab.
reticular formation.
There's heavy synaptic activity
We
all
don't know
over
that
the
much
place.
about neuroscience. It's the
I
early
wonder what
90s.
happens after prolonged exposure.
Speed up the process, you'll find out.
You're gonna see the brain.
The effect seems centered around the frontal
Get
lobe.
messed up.
There's not much
Computer
information.
enhanced frontal lobe, full spectrum.
It's stimulating the septal area.
Oh no.
That's the pleasure center of the brain.
Because the
Pleasure center.
Because the brain only has one pleasure center. Neuroscience has obviously advanced a lot in the past 20 years, 30 years now.
Serotonin are way off. Let's run a neurochemical analysis.
Of course, the fact that TNG was gesturing towards neuroscientific sensitivity and precision,
Widespread bonding to
so much better than most science fiction.
Oh yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This looks like a psychotropic reaction.
Are you saying you think the game's addictive?
That's not what psychotropic means.
Well,
What's going on
it's in the
with
vicinity,
frontal
right?
cortex?
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
you know,
it?
you're free associating.
Psychotropic literally means cuts the psyche into two.
I thought it was unveils the psyche.
That's psychedelic. Yeah. Psychoactive just means it's active.
Yeah, the psychotropic is things that make you trip.
Well, it actually makes you see. Look, oh, Picard's in it. That was a subtle little shot of him putting it down and spinning his chair.
I enjoy this scene. I don't actually remember it, but I remember that I enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to remembering why. I enjoy it.
How come you aren't fine? That's not what you're talking about. Okay.
The fact that I'm out of uniform.
There's a game going there. It's something that Commander Riker brought back from Rising. It's
It's about
a
that
device that's been around the years.
Well, you just replicate it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That's
I did
good.
some preliminary tests on the game. What I found leads me to believe that it may have some harmful side effects. Specifically, sir, I think it's psychotropically addictive.
What do you discover?
The game initiates a serotonin cascade in the frontal lobe of the brain. Now, I know that's nothing conclusive, but it could explain why everyone's so attracted to it. And at the same time, it stimulates the brain's reasoning center. I don't know what that's all about.
I'll start an investigation needed.
All right, I'm remembering why I like this scene now.
You pause it and tell us.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see it. We'll see it. It's just the way that Picard
Yes.
turns around and puts on the game.
It's good to have you back again.
See, when the people are on the game, they stop being professional and start mixing personal with business. Now here's the part where Picard puts on the game.
He's not starting an investigation. He's playing the game. 5th season of The Next Generation was the height. This is, I mean, the writing, the acting, the visuals, the direction, even the visual effects.
It's a cool looking star system. And it's a cool
The
looking game.
Phoenix Cluster. Everybody in 10-4 is either drinking or playing the game. Nope, they're pretty much all playing the game.
So first, go dress up for a date.
I tried it.
Have you tried this?
Thanks.
It's added so much meaning to my meaningless existence, O'Brien says.
Poor O'Brien.
Poor O'Brien stuck in
There's a
that
moment of
transporter room.
Everybody's after me. Try it.
Well, I mean, only if I agree with the comic book being an accurate recollection.
Talk to the captain. He's gonna look at
I mean,
There's got to be a better one.
Because this thing is really starting to give me the creeps. Did you forget your game? I left to our corners. Well, then, convenience and fine.
they can show up to their own courses.
See, all right, here's the other thing.
This game is so addictive. There's only one person on board we can be sure wouldn't be affected by it.
Data.
Right?
He's out of
He
commission.
managed to get injured right when the game is brought on board. You better take a look.
Oh, they're holding hands.
Yeah, so, and he grabbed her because he was committed to having her feel safe.
Maybe she
And like, honoring her in the face of this people around her trying to, like, push her into the game. I like Data's cowlick in this scene. So it's all, I've almost got one, because he cares about her, and he's legitimately acting on that. He's not thinking with his penis or some shit like that.
Maybe there's a signal
Definitely
between his brain and body.
So the irony is that you're more effective. Oh, somebody's watching. Hey! We haven't been paying attention to the number of people watching this whole time, but yo, please comment below.
Here,
We'll have some
Say
great
hi.
conversation with you. Yeah.
the signal stops just below his cortex processor. There's some kind of damage. It's almost unreadable.
His
Let's look at it.
shirt is the stupidest thing.
Well, it's fine.
I mean, I guess in the future
shirt.
fashion goes bad.
It's like a totally fine shirt.
At least it's severed.
Cuts are precise. Look at how clean the edges are. Computer increased magnification.
That's what I call a display.
That is a display. Oh,
Someone cut the cords.
someone cut the very special cords.
Two people on board know enough about data to do something like this. Commander Forge and my mother.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, too, Steve.
She's got a nice dress, too. I'm feeling my
Maybe there's more going on.
beloved would really like that dress.
Maybe it's on sale here for $4,000.
Because that's how much everything costs here. I have literally like two things I want to buy here for $25 each.
Everyone become addicted.
Everyone has.
They're slowly but surely realizing that the only hope for the Enterprise.
We have reached the designated coordinates, Captain. There's a ship bearing 327 Mark 152 on an intercept course. Advise them of our status, Mr. Wolf.
You can tell that they're sort of
Go, replicate what you need,
Yes.
and see that the devices are properly distributed. Not forgetting Mr. Crusher.
he says once in a while.
Like a zombie.
You think
Patrick Stewart pulls off a really good creepy, like inhabited by
Wesley?
demon programming.
you know, like deep down they know that something bad is happening,
Wesley?
and their true selves are down there screaming.
Here, Mom.
Maybe. I mean, we can't tell.
He pretends to be. Yeah. Oh yeah, the kids are on the bed
Playing the game.
playing the game.
So what's great is the programming isn't that subtle. The neural programming to change the behavior, they can't recognize the
We should keep the rockets
there's no deeper digging. Those are just
Not even
rough observation.
Yeah,
It's super
they can't like telepathically tell that someone else is
When you get there,
on board.
start accessing the code for the security tracking system. There's something
They should be
on the drive.
walking around with those things on.
Wesley? Don't forget law 91. Always watch your back.
Me too.
I want her list of rules.
That was it.
That was law 91.
No, that was my moment of compassion. She cares about him.
Let's watch your back. Watch your back.
The vessel is approaching, Captain. Computer, all senior officers report to the bridge. On screen.
Prepare to be zombified.
Report.
God,
It's the woman from Ryza with the
She's so
bulbous
much-
forehead.
The
this is
Enterprise
what
is
she
insecure.
does, apparently. This is her, like, day job.
We'll wait till further instructions.
Another great go to commercial moment.
I don't even remember what she
The
was out
expansion
of.
will proceed as follows. Commander Riker,
Pause
you
it,
will
pause
pilot
it,
the
pause
shuttle
it.
craft to the Cleon system, where you will rendezvous with the Starship Endeavour. Proceed with distributing the device to database. Commander LaForge,
She's trying to take over the entire Federation. And so the first thing about this villain, you can tell she's serious because her hair looks better. And then, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much all that stuff.
All right.
I don't know why I thought we should pause it for that, but yeah. Again, there's a beautiful woman under there somewhere, but it's obscured by this bulbous face.
take the shuttle to Starbase 67. Distribute the device to all starships currently docked there.
It's kind of interesting that we get to see the view from her bridge.
Yeah, I know.
We don't usually see that.
Introduce the game. Starfleet Captain.
Excellent. See to it. The Gatarians
She's done
command
her
your effort.
research.
Once the expansion is complete,
It's a
you and
calculated
your crew will
plan.
be
She
rewarded.
knows what Starfleet Academy is. Why are you not wearing the
Wesley,
fucking thing?
Wesley, you need to wear the thing. It's so easy. Just wear the thing.
They
It's so
will all think you're something
It's
going wrong with
He
you.
gets trapped, right?
He gets trapped in the thing with this woman.
They eventually put it on him forcefully.
Deck 36.
85,000.
I'm only level 10.
I'm not level 3.
It shouldn't be too difficult for him to replicate one that looks like it's on but doesn't work.
That's great.
In fact, that's what he was doing when he was on the bed with.
Yeah, why don't they just leave it on?
You just
Okay, because we need some dramatic tension,
It
right?
almost
And
works.
them being stupid and careless. Is
They are still young.
they are.
Remember Law 91.
Always watch your back.
Always watch your back. That means wear the game. Wear a camouflage.
I like these colors.
I think
I
we're
like
gonna
these
be
camera
okay.
angles.
We've just got one more thing to do. Help me compile the force field
Oh,
overrides.
it went into focus and all that.
I
That's cool.
created a site-to-site transport.
Oh,
code.
she got
This will keep us
caught.
one step ahead of him.
And he's the last one.
Were you able to access security tracking codes?
Uh-oh. God, that's it.
That's a shame.
Robin?
Oh, but
It's your turn. Play the game, Wesley.
Riker's running.
That's a cool name.
That was.
Congratulate security containment field networks at section 52.
Computer, transport program crusher light.
How does he have access to inter-ship transport?
Because he's smart. And O'Brien is dumb? Question mark?
Negative bridge, we lost Crusher. It appears to be ready to site-to-site transport. Security alert, condition free. Computer, shut down all transporter systems and shuttle bays. Mr. LaForge.
Can't track him, sir. He's done something to the internal security sensors. I'll try bypassing its sub-commands. Hold on.
Does he like come up with that?
Picking up a piece of his trail.
Toxin or something?
Sensors show power
It's,
activation in
yeah.
transporter room 3. We'll put him somewhere on deck 6.
Seal off deck
It's a
6.
sad moment to
Activate
see that
security
before
field
it's all-
sections 23 through 29.
I see.
That
She's such a strong character, and then seeing her with that dead stare,
yeah.
it's like, that was pretty good.
Passion number 2. Oh, he's got a
It's got a little bomb there. Using his phaser to hit the force field over and over so they think he's
Section
there.
25. Looks like he's trying to cut through the force field of the field.
I guess he
Security
knows that they're
next
kind
six.
of dumb right now.
Section 25.
On our way.
This is good ingenuity though.
well, there's a level of detection of subtle reasoning that these people don't have.
Even then though,
They don't even see that these doors are open. Well, those are run-of-the-mill security officers, so they probably don't have any brains. They were not hired for their higher reasoning facilities.
With thermal sensors. now in the scan field. Go deck by deck if you have to. Unfortunately, it knows our procedures. You will avoid all corridors and public areas.
Was that a bit of passive aggression from Worf about them all spilling the beans about
By each source. Deck 7, section 23 there.
Jeffries 2, action. Good, come on.
We never saw how they ensnared Picard. I would like to see that.
Deleted scene.
And how they ensnared Ashley Jones.
Oh, crap.
Oh shit, Klingon.
Klingon. This music's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Now he's gonna kill Worf by closing the door. He's gonna like decapitate him. Be blood
Gonna
flying
break his
everywhere.
hand.
It's gonna be horrific.
This
Is he
would be
really
awesome.
going to kill Worf?
He just stares at Riker.
This is a really good episode. This
Why
good
is-
action.
Yeah. Why didn't they just put him on there? Oh.
It's okay, Wes.
That is quite a chase, Mr. Crusher.
You're about to die.
But maybe Ashley Judd wasn't really caught and she released the antitoxin or something. I don't remember.
Somebody.
Okay, Wesley.
Something happened with Data.
Oh, maybe Data is
His eyes.
he's researching. He knows how it works. It's like Clockwork Orange.
It
man.
really is.
It's Clockwork Orange. Now that's a movie.
This is a show. He's fighting the game. It's interesting when you do that.
Hard to fight it when it's pretty back to these places. So
Pause this. This is dramatic. This is really crazy.
Let's just
Because we get dopamine stimulation every time we get new notifications or information through any of our mobile
Yep,
or
that little
other
buzz.
devices. And we are basically any of these people using this game in daily life. And
that's what the girl at the bar was telling me.
in fact, so I put on events in Austin, and I was interviewing people for these events last week, and it was eerie because people I respect were talking about how they believe there's a hostile AI takeover taking place, or that AI is trying to feel us out and figure us out. And one of the ways is like melding us with technology.
Oh yeah.
When
the biggest-
we come to codependently incorporate technology into ourselves or develop an unhealthy relationship with technology, then
No, the worst thing is that it distorts yourself.
yeah,
It's not just, people say, oh no, machines are going to take over and they're going to kill us. No, they won't kill us because we're useful. What's more disturbing is that we will distort ourselves into a horrible approximation of what we could be so that we can interface with these stupid machines.
Yeah.
That's why I advocate for the butt ruining jihad.
well, so we need an actual better solution than this gesture
Look,
towards
well,
the Dune
no. I
universe
think
thing.
it's like making
We need to
butt
put a
ruining
limit on
jihad
artificial intelligence.
I think there needs to be we need to reevaluate how we interact with technology. And I think the only force that's strong enough to have the psychological impact that would be necessary is religious in nature. The idea that there's religious purity to that, how we interact with technology. I think that's the only thing, that's the only hook in the human psychology which is strong enough to let us resist this thing.
Problem is there's no universal religion. Well,
It doesn't matter. All religions have prohibitions and things that are good. There are like certain themes that emerge across religion, after religion, like dietary restrictions. And we're sort of, people have hooks that, like in all the fad diets you see, that's basically, people are wired to look for dietary restrictions, and they're like grabbing onto these different things because there is a dominant one coming in from the culture these days. If you use that same logic and talk about what devices are haram, what kinds of interactions.
haram
technology are
is the Islam term for
Yeah.
bad.
I think
Allah
it
is
could be quite
good.
effective. I've been doing this with myself. I've turned off almost all AI.
Really?
Except Google navigation. I turned off Siri. I don't use Siri. Don't use Diction.
Interesting.
And it's because you can feel yourself changing yourself to interact with technology in a certain way. You distort. So in Dune, the
You're
commandment
distorting your
distorting your
innate,
soul.
sort of natural expression. Oh, well, okay, so what's soul?
It's your
Soul is the
true
net
human
vector
self.
of who you would be if you were not interfered with by technology. Well, that's a
well, I mean, like when you're interacting with something like Siri, it's like this approximation of you. It's like a parody of you. It's like
it really
a-
is.
It's like an abomination. It's like half of you. And you're spending all your energy, your social energy, interacting with this thing which is half human. Just think about what it does. You need to interact with other full humans.
You're dehumanizing humans
Dehumanizing
because you're
yourself.
exposing yourself to and assuming the existence.
Imagine you grow up speaking to Siri, and then you encounter a real human, and you talk to him like Siri. It's gonna be terrible. That was quite a tangent from Star Trek: The Next Generation to game.
No, this is the reason why we do these
It's quite
episodes.
relevant.
This kinds of stuff, and it's dramatic and beautiful and elegant and interesting. It's still so relevant, pertinent, helpful, insightful, incisive, sharp, useful in examining our relationship to daily life. So, all right, we got 5 minutes more of the episode. Let's that was good. That was great.
Go. Relax.
All of the lights just went out. Oh yeah, he's got like this light thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a real bit of data.
No, it's just kind of like there really was this. There is a treatment for PTSD that involves flashing lights like this.
This is really cool.
I don't know if it's really effective, but
He's deconfiguring their brains, which of course, their brains have only been configured recently. So the neural pathways are not that
Pushing
strong.
normal illumination.
Ow, my eyes, they hurt.
You will find a small alien ship off the starboard bow. Please secure it with a tractor beam and raise our shields. Engaging tractor beam.
Love seeing Data just like in command
Are you
for
all
a
right?
second.
I think so.
Data is a superior form of life. Well, okay, then it depends on what you mean by life.
Being hailed by the alien vessel.
It's pretty functional.
he maintains
Explain
homeostasis.
yourself, Picard.
The explanation is simple. Your attempt to capture our ship has failed.
Release us immediately or we will open fire.
Oh yeah,
Tactical analysis
Nice
is a work.
that's a good part.
Their weapon systems are substantially inferior to ours. They are not a threat. Get her off the screen.
Get them off the screen.
I'm sorry, I tried to say
not to do. Data. We deactivated you. Wesley,
We got like a minute to go.
Yeah.
Palm Beacon.
So here's the other thing. The future that works for everyone with no one and nothing left out. The rampant, casual, not adjudicated as wrong or as evil sexual expression of Riker is a good to be desired, to be heralded. And so we were joking that
That's certainly part of the Roddenberry vision.
well, okay, so Rod, crazy shit going on, but what I sense in Riker's disdain was his expression of a natural, healthy instinct being taken advantage of in those moments when he's looking at the screen. Just,
Get her off the screen.
get her off the screen. Yeah. So, like, I mean, there's room for that kind of expression in the future.
Oh,
And it
shit.
doesn't naturally turn into STDs or
Oh,
horrific
they got
emotional
all the
relationships.
technology and medicine.
Well, they've also got an evolved. Where were your evolved sensibilities
And I
then?
got some kind of emotional maturity or something that wants some not have emotional
We
problems.
would hope that. We would hope that.
Oh, that's the premise.
Yeah. So anyway, all right.
This is it.
The subtlety.
Okay. All right.
Fun.
And
Home
to,
stretch.
to our watchers, we're currently at time 41:59.
The optical burst patterns we programmed were successful in counteracting the addictive effects of the game and the rest of the crew. We programmed the main computer to aim optical burst to all display screens, stations, and terminals throughout the ship. That should reach almost everyone. Take the medical team to treat the rest. Answer. We'll take the alien ship to the nearest Federation starbase. Ensign, lay the course.
Blow up the ship
Captain's
off
log,
the board.
Stardate 45212.1. We have delivered
Mr.
the
Worf,
contact
tactical
Starbase 82 and are now on
You can tell he knows what the guy's
Starship
gonna be.
Medivac.
He's just doing it as a rhetorical
Wesley
flourish.
Crusher
Yeah, it was almost like a.
Mr. Worf, tactical analysis.
Show us how shitty their weapons are.
I see your birthmark.
She hasn't seen his birthmark?
Started that birthmark.
I'm enjoying this.
Oh, okay. She's leaving.
He's leaving.
You shouldn't have to go.
He's leaving. She's staying.
Right, Robbie?
Somebody has to kill all those rumors you keep.
There's no sexting in the future.
Send you pictures.
Mr. Crusher, we've rendezvoused with the Merrimack.
I love how I guess romances happen with women who are out of the city.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Early on in my development as a professional dating
On my way.
relationship coaches, it was easier to make a deep, nourishing connection with someone who lived outside of the city than someone who lived inside the city.
I think Duras.
Figured that later. Dusan.
Dusan.
Duras.
Duras.
Remember this last rule.
Last rule is.
Oh, here's a copy of my rules.
Robin's
wrote it.
102.
Oh no, she replicated a. I want that book.
She replicated a plastic.
I would buy that book.
It's like a daily calendar type.
It is. She's adorable.
Law 103. Law
Yes.
103. Right, first one.
Who writers can't keep good friends.
Good friends.
It's gonna be.
Why are they not together by the end of the series?
Because Wesley Crusher's off on a pederastic journey with the traveler.
I'm really disappointed that they didn't like marry and have lots of babies. They had great chemistry.
I know. I
Intelligent.
know. That's what I'm talking about. This whole episode, you're like, you want them to be together. She's just forgotten.
I played woman on that episode. All right, so let's stop this because we don't want to do unification. And let's go to the Jonathan Frakes questions. And as
All
a
right.
bonus,
You want to make this a separate video?
no, we're just going to go on through. So for those of you who joined us for the game, thank you. We appreciate you. There's something else that you need to see, which if you haven't seen, you should watch. And we're going
This is something that
this.
This also touches on these questions about how technology really
Really touches on absolutely nothing that's relevant.
It actually
to the
touches
world,
on
but
absolutely
it's-
everything.
It's it's fascinating. And
It's actually
hilarious.
possible that this video raises the most. You know how you might have heard in like college, people say,
You have heard that.
you might have heard people saying that it doesn't matter that you get to the right answers, it matters that you get to the right questions.
Actually, that's good. That's good so far. So again, this is just bonus. This is for those.
So
of
this
you
is
who are-
called Jonathan Frakes Asks You Things. It's a series of 24 questions. We've been discussing them quite a bit.
Yes, and
And we're going to begin them now. So if you're watching from home, you should get on YouTube
and look for Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan
Asks
Frakes
You
Asks You
Things.
Things.
It's the version by Fourth Meal,
Yeah, and it's 48 seconds long. That's quite dense.
and you want to watch it.
You
Came
might
out
want
2
to
months
watch it.
ago,
You might want to pause it and watch it before you watch it with us.
so that you'll have it in your
Yeah,
brain.
you want to. This is the kind of thing that is optimally watched a few times.
At least a dozen times.
And it improves. Okay. So here we go.
It improves with age.
Have you ever walked out of a mall into a huge parking area and realized you've forgotten where you parked your car? Ever done that?
Everyone,
Where do you want to be when you grow up? What's the right tip? You call a plumber to your home lately? I'll flip the thing for you. How much money would it take to make you spend a night?
$7.
You display this as a trophy. You have a pet.
I always wondered what this.
You believe in the power of a first. Do you have your hearing tested? Planning a trip soon? Do you remember the tallest man you've ever seen? You love to go wandering beneath the clear blue sky. You notice what big stars real estate agents have become? Are you careful with your personal records? Does your computer ever seem to have a mind of its own? Have you ever visited a Chinatown section in another city? Have you ever visited a flea market? Have you ever visited a truck stop? You remember John as a waiter? Have you noticed how many successful restaurants are theme-based these days? Have you ever had the desire to write your initials against?
All right, so that was.
That was it.
You won't cancel that. So don't start
Yeah,
that.
Person. You ever
So, we really got to redeem the fact that people have been watching this video for about a minute. What do we have to say about this?
These questions, if you just think about them, They're quite. It's best to divide them into 3 categories. So beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So there's 24 of them, so you can divide them into 3 quite easily.
It's a philosophical text and a religious text at the same time.
Can you remember the tallest man you've ever seen? It's interesting that he doesn't ask, "Do you remember?" He doesn't ask, "Who is the tallest man?" He says, "Can you remember?"
It's almost as if for those who can remember, they have access to a higher spiritual
right.
enlightenment.
The question isn't, "Do you remember?" Maybe everyone does remember.
And the other question, have you ever visited a truck stop? It implies. Okay. We're really trying to keep a straight face with all of this. But have you visited a truck stop? Like, have you embraced the fact that there are people who are working harder than you?
That's right.
You need to have
Think
compassion
about all
for
the goods that surround you day to day. They're all shipped around. There
Yeah.
has to be people who can handle logistics and moving shit around.
Yeah.
Truckers.
Yeah.
The #1 profession in most U.S. states.
Really? All right. So that's
right.
interesting. Have you ever wanted to carve your initials into wet cement?
Yeah, this one I
This
think is
touches on the human desire to have a legacy and to live forever and to reduce entropy through just having things be predictable. So, do you have a pet? Do you have a? Did you have?
Planning a trip soon?
Planning a trip soon. Yeah, I'm really not sure where that comes from. Do you have a pet? What is that? Why is that helpful? Everyone needs a subservient organism.
Yeah, what do you get out of a pet? Pet's something that you take care of.
Yes.
Usually, from a naive perspective, you think people want to be taken care of because then they don't have to worry about things.
Relationships are really about giving. We come to relationships thinking that we're there to get something: sex, love, connection,
what's really fulfilling is giving.
Yes, and that's why we're supposed to be. So, have you ever visited the Chinatown section of a major city?
Not just any city. A major city.
A major city.
That's right.
What do we get out of that?
Look, I mean, what really makes a city or any place a major and significant place is the question. It can't just be that it's big. It can't just be that it's got a lot of people. It's got to have depth. It has to have sections. If there's a Chinatown section in a major city, there must be other sections. Think about
something great has happened
here. Think about the rich depth of Chinese culture, how deep that goes 2,000 years of history. And that is just one section in this city that's really described this great city. I actually think maybe this major city is describing as something more like a spiritual city.
In a major city.
That's sort of like the Jerusalem.
Have you visited the Chinatown section in a major city? Right. So, like, have you explored the wisdom of Asia, the Eastern religious traditions?
Not only that, it's the fact that the city is so.
Richard actually knows Chinese. You lived in China for how long? No, I'm asking you to answer in English. They don't know Chinese.
Yeah, I lived in China for 6 months, and I speak some Chinese.
He was trying to prove the point, which, that was great, I guess.
Oh yeah, the Chinatown. The city is so great that it includes China as just one section. Imagine what all those other sections must be like.
How rich.
Exactly how deep this city is.
This
is what you should aspire to be. As a person, you should aspire to be like this major city.
Do you believe in the power of a curse?
I think that's an advanced question.
I think that's challenging you to have a skeptical, critical thinking approach to life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Do you believe in the power of a curse? Now, have you had your hearing checked recently?
Yeah, that was
That's
interesting.
also skeptical, critical thinking. Have you checked the evidence of your senses lately?
It implies there's something wrong. You might be, maybe you should be hearing, but you are missing. Yeah. Maybe there's some hidden knowledge. Maybe something that's being expressed in these questions.
Yeah.
You're missing. So it's really a Gnostic point.
So gnosis is the secret knowledge. Right. It gives us the power to control or deal with or manage the universe, and also gives us access to divine experiences and inspiration that redeem and sanctify and uplift us in the face of this difficult, often challenging universe.
I think this set of questions is best used in Gnostic text. Fundamentally.
Yes. Well, there's a fog that he's moving through in the space.
Yeah, there's this mysterious fog. Why is it so mysterious? Why is he in this dark room? This notion in Gnosticism of the black iron prison
What is that?
which is the world of material that we live in.
Oh.
Prison that keeps
And
us
he
out of
enters
the world
in.
of Sophia.
He's always entering into
He's
that
always
world.
going, and he's coming in from the outside.
And he's asking a question. And the question provokes answers like, yes, I do have a pet.
Answers like.
Answers such as. So we're going to watch it again.
We're gonna watch something related.
Let's watch it one more time and read it as a no, we don't want to act. We don't.
Okay.
That's a separate video.
Okay.
That's the telling.
There's
you you're
a
wrong
forbidden
is a separate
video. There's a forbidden video.
Yes, but we'll not talk about that.
Okay, let's watch this again. Now that we've
Into a huge
developed an appreciation for what's really going on
You
here.
walked out of the mall.
We'll walk.
Have you ever left capitalist consumer society,
The mall is definitely a black iron prison.
the black iron prison,
You're going out.
and you don't have a purpose? Like you're
That's
out
right.
here and you're
When you
looking
leave-
for your car and you're having trouble finding it. Why?
Yeah.
Because that car is who you really are.
It's like the allegory of the cave. Once you get out of the cave, you don't know what to do.
There is deep philosophy in this. All right, so I might ask you to pause.
This really
keep
is
your
a,
finger on the trigger for this one.
This really is a platonic text or a.
Neoplatonic text. I believe you
Yeah,
can find some magic and occultism.
Have you ever walked out of a mall into a huge parking area
a huge
and realized
parking area.
you've forgotten where you parked your car? Ever gone mountain biking?
Pause
What do
it.
you wanna
Pause
be
it.
when you grow up? What's the right?
Well, have you ever gone mountain biking? Have you gotten back in touch with nature?
Back in touch with nature.
What do you want to do when you grow up? What is your purpose?
Mountain biking is also interesting because you're not just in touch with nature. You're almost artificial. It's a bicycle.
Right.
The
So you're
bicycle sort of represents the correct interaction of humans and technology. I think because the bicycle is a simple technology. It basically serves to make humans
you
more efficient.
directly interface
Exactly.
with nature.
You're exactly
through the
right. It's
means of
something
the-
that
yeah.
actually allows you to interface with nature better. It doesn't detract from nature. It enhances nature. It's like Steve Jobs used to say, a computer should be a bicycle for the mind. So it allows you to go farther and do more and be more creative. He went against that philosophy in his later life. It seemed that computers were for consuming media. But young Steve Jobs had this idea, and many of us are still moved by it. Anyway,
All right.
what
so
is the right tip?
What is the right tip? This is social justice.
Yeah?
Because not everybody does what Ty Fresh in South Austin does, including the tip and the gratuity and the cost of labor for covering.
What is the right tip?
What is the right tip? What is the right tip to give? Well, okay, so it's clearly unambiguous. He's sitting at a restaurant, and there appears to be a cigar coming from his mouth.
He would say, like, at a kind of restaurant, you pay 15%.
Yeah, with that with the red and
With
white
a checkerboard.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
that's-
clearly like, but still, it's the same kind of question as have you ever been to a truck stop?
That's when you consider
That other
the
people
vast
live in a
effort
different way
that's
than
gone
you
into
do.
the world that we live in.
It takes a certain amount of luxury to be watching YouTube. I'll just leave that there. And not everybody
Right
has.
tip. You call a plumber to your home lately?
All right.
So yeah, we were thinking about the plumber.
Have you called a plumber to your home lately? This is where it seems like an absurd nihilistic text, but we'll find something.
No, the plumber is someone who unclogs pipes.
Who helps the flow of divine
Someone
energy to
who
return
comes
back into your body.
house from the outside,
Hmm.
unclogs the pipes and allows the things to flow out,
Into the black iron prison.
or out of the black iron.
It removes you from the black iron prison.
Allows you to remove your black iron excrement from the black iron prison.
Which your body is the black iron prison,
That's
according
right.
to certain
That's right.
Gnostic sects.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
And then he asks, are you superstitious? Because if you believe the wrong things, you won't be able to leave your black iron prison.
Delusion.
Yeah.
How much money would it take to make you spend
Wait a
the
minute.
night?
Wait a minute.
You display this as a trophy.
Okay, we've got a lot to deal
Yeah.
with here. Would you display this as a trophy? I think he's asking you to consider that, just like you Richard, and many people like consuming the dead, decaying flesh of sentient animals.
Okay. You want to go to this?
No. He's asking you to merely consider the impact of your actions on forms of life that don't walk and talk and have faces. And before that, he also says, what was the one before that? Oh, man. Oh, how much money would it cost you to stay in a prison?
The cemetery question.
Yeah, so that's an initiatory challenge. how much he's setting a trap for us, in that he's implying that we need money, we need to get paid in order to leave our illusions. And maybe money would be the thing to get somebody to stay all night in a cemetery, like to be confronted really with the fact of our own death, our own mortality. Like how much money do you need to be confronted with the face that you're gonna freaking die for a whole night? Yeah. So, all right.
So you just asked, do you have a pet? We discussed that.
Yes.
And it is sweet too. You believe it?
Do you have a sweet tooth? That one sort of flies under the radar.
I have no clue what you're gonna give us here.
I mean, look, kept yourself what?
Oh, addiction. Do you have a sweet tooth? The story of I have a sweet tooth that people tell themselves is merely to justify their own addictive behavior in relation to sugar and other things, like, oh, I have a taste for that, or I have a vice. Oh, that's, yeah. It's defining the prison of yourself in your words in such a way that it's difficult to escape from. It becomes who you are. He's inviting us to ask ourselves, where do you trap yourself?
That's right. Where do you trap yourself?
You have a sweet tooth. You have a sweet tooth.
The power of a person.
Power
Yeah,
of
we already
hey,
covered
hearing
that.
check.
Planning a trip soon.
Are you planning a trip soon?
It's favorable to have somewhere to go.
You should be planning a trip because, why?
You should never be complacent about being in one place, because that means you settle. That means you don't grow. That means you don't change. And when you stop growing, you die.
Also, that 100% true. Also, the trip is from the Black Iron Prison
Oh, yeah.
into the light of reality and
Stepping
truth.
across the boundary into a world which might be uncomfortable. It's not your home, so it's a trip. But it's the world of true truth.
I'm surprised and delighted we've gotten this much out of
Do you
this.
remember the tallest man you've ever seen?
Now, this is a major one.
This is one of the most advanced
This
questions.
is the major one. So we've discussed the nuance about can
This is
you.
one that we were just quoting.
This is
For
something
most
that
of
we
this
all
trip,
know.
We've just randomly quoted this to each other and burst out laughter.
But only some people really have the
mental fortitude.
The mental fortitude to
And
really
the delicacy of
the
mind.
ability to remember this.
Yes.
What is the tallest man?
Can you
I
remember?
can't imagine that's anyone but God.
He says this with a straight face, and then I have to reduce my laughter and agree. Okay. I can see that. Can you remember the tallest man? Can you remember? Anamnesis, recollection. It's the
like
Gnostic
It's like how
practice
Jesus,
of bringing to mind what's already there in your spiritual connection to the
but
divine.
this is a common pattern in sort of spiritual awakenings. People will forget. They'll like do some kind of transformative thing, like
Yeah.
survival, and they forget. Jesus tells Peter, "You're going to forget. You're going to deny me 3 times."
Ah, yes.
You always the question is always, can you remember? It's easy to be in a moment and to have a moment of transformation, but you have to remember that moment. You have to keep coming back to it. You have to remember. You have to have the ability.
Yeah, please.
You love to go wandering beneath the clear blue sky.
Oh.
With big
Do you want to be present with what is without attachment or expectation? Do you like to go wandering in a clear blue sky?
That's sort of a dual to the question about the mind.
Yes.
stars, real estate agents have become.
You ever notice what big stars real estate agents have become?
That was the face of a man passing the buck. And thanks to our watcher, Carmen Stand Up from Germany says hello.
Hi from Germany. Guten Tag.
We appreciate you.
Es ist für dich morgen, oder? Sag
for
hallo
years?
im Chat. Nein.
Please
I
indicate
don't know
something.
her. I don't know her.
Oh, well, now we do.
Well,
It's good
all
to
right.
meet you. So, yeah, we're doing a commentary
Yeah,
on
we're
Jonathan
watching
Frakes Asks You Things as a Gnostic text. And he just asked what? Before the documents.
And there's the clear, do you like to go wandering beneath a clear blue sky?
And then the next one.
But now it's going to be, do you keep your personal records secure? Let's see.
Be careful with your personal records.
Are you careful with your personal records?
This is the second question you passed the buck on.
And I mean, this is a lot of.
We're not going to answer all of the questions, by the way.
I think
We're
he's getting at
merely
something.
giving you enough. Look, they responded. It is 10 a.m.
Ah,
Oh,
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen, yes.
Anyway, yeah, so personal records. Look, so much of this is about how you need to go out.
And who you think you are is in your personal records.
Well, there's an interesting,
The limiting beliefs
there's a
and-
crucial balance here, because if you're just going out, then you run the risk that you're going to lose yourself in some sense. You're going to let yourself entirely out. You need to be secure with your information about yourself. You have to maintain a certain amount of integrity. You have to have a certain amount of integrity about yourself in order to go out in the world. It's about setting boundaries
To be effective
between you and the world.
and to be healthy.
You have to have private information. If you just go out willy-nilly, people are going to see all your personal records. Then it's not going to be good. You have to have some boundaries between work and business.
Yes.
Does your computer ever seem to have a mind of its own? Have you ever-
Does your
Does your
computer
ever seem to have? We've discussed
We've already
this,
talked about this, so
yeah,
if you want more on that, go back in the beginning
Yeah,
of
go
this
back
video.
about
We're
20
talking about the
minutes.
game and the artificial AI takeover, all of this. Yeah, that's important.
ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city?
Yeah,
Chinatown
visited a
section.
flea market?
Ever visited a flea market?
You remember John as a waiter? Have you noticed how many successful restaurants are theme-based these days? Have you ever had the desire to wait for the initials of this?
So, as I said, we're not going to answer all the questions. We're going to give you a good, solid summary.
They don't all have answers.
I mean, maybe. I like to think that they do. I like to think that wrestling with these questions
That's really
Is the
that's what
answer.
they're about.
is the answer.
You know, maybe the real answer to the question Jonathan Frakes is asking is the friends we made along the way.
The friends we made along the way and the discoveries we made about ourselves
That's right.
and the choices we've chosen to take on. So,
Well, with that,
this has been our longest episode, well, one of our longest of Clever Orbits. We're rounding an hour and 11 minutes. Do you want a Pike and Spock series? Of course we do, and we anticipate those being announced in the next day or so. I mean, if you look at short treks, they're going to lean more heavily on Pike and Spock
oh yeah,
in the next several months. And,
that's what Discovery is going to be for sure.
yeah, I mean, well, so Discovery itself is 1,000 years in the future, but
All right, I forgot about that.
yeah, the short treks, though, they could flourish there. And what I would say, Carmen, is there's a petition for the Pike series. If you haven't signed it yet, go find it and sign it, because then we can all come together and bring that to Paramount and say, hey, or not Paramount, excuse me, CBS. The Viacom merger hasn't happened yet. Speaking as if it's all one item. But, yeah, let them know. Let them know. What would you like to see in the Pike series? More of Pike being captainly? I love that man. I said that he was possibly the greatest captain in the history of Star
We
Trek.
saw him today.
We saw Anson Mount.
I saw Anson Mount today.
This is often something that happens, is the people get confused. I like the look of the new Enterprise, too. And there's a whole complexity to financially and legally why that had to look a different way. And Les Moonves was like, hey, I want it to look new. And the writers were like, the fans are going to be like, it doesn't look at all like what it was. And Les Moonves just like, he says, well, fire you guys. So anyway, Richard does independent work in, it's a PhD in cognitive science. And he's got some extremely ambitious and delightful career goals around the field of linguistics. And we'll gesture towards those, but we won't talk about them, keep them in silence as he advances in his career. And I am a dating, relationship, public speaking, and business coach all together in one. My business is called From Reject to Rockstar. We'll drop a link in the description if you want to find out more. It's for people who, Trekkies especially, want better social and sex lives. And maybe went through that journey of at various points finding themselves awkward, anxious, socially stilted, stunted, and confused, And yeah, we love you. Carmen, thanks for the engagement. And I'm so excited to show this to our friends who created this lovely, yeah, we're going to keep pushing this game. You should play. You should definitely play. It says creators of the game are not responsible for any hostile Tyrian takeovers that may result from the use of their product. So what's interesting about this flyer, this will be our last comment, is that it is in fact suggesting that the game has become a particle in capitalist consumer society.
Oh yeah.
And that the thing on the back, it's like, well, you know, we know that there's this association with hostile Katarian takeovers from the episode.
Even they need some legal cover.
Even they need some legal cover. So to Lisa and Brandon, thank you for watching. We love you. And we hope you enjoyed this. And Carmen, thanks for engaging. And yeah, Richard.
Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Yes. Please join us for future episodes and for past episodes. And tell us what episode you want in the future. Carmen, let us know. All right.
Good night, all.
Good night.
That was fun.